By the time the police investigation into Vanessa began, the once powerful Ease family had already started falling apart. For years, people had respected their name, their wealth, their influence. But now, scandal followed them everywhere. News about Michael's financial fraud in the company began leaking to the public. Business partners started asking questions. Shareholders demanded explanations. And for the first time in their lives, the Ease siblings found themselves on the defensive. But the biggest blow came from somewhere they never expected. The hospital. 2 months after David's death, the family received a call from St. Augustine Medical Center, the hospital where David had been rushed the day he collapsed. They requested a meeting with the family regarding confidential medical records. Everyone gathered once again inside the same living room where the will had been read. But this time, the atmosphere was completely different. Vanessa looked tired, Michael looked furious, and Madame Beatrice looked older than ever before. Across the room sat Amara. Calm, silent, unshaken. A middle-aged doctor sat across from them holding a file. "My name is Dr. Ibrahim Hassan," he said gently. "I was Mr. David Ease's personal physician." Madame Beatrice frowned. "My son was perfectly healthy." The doctor sighed. "I'm afraid that's not entirely true." He opened the file slowly. Mr. Ease had been diagnosed with a rare heart condition nearly 3 years ago. The room went silent. Vanessa blinked. "What?" The doctor continued. "He asked that the information remain confidential." Michael slammed his hand on the table. Why would he hide something like that? The doctor looked directly at Amara. Because he didn't want his wife to worry. Amara's eyes widened. "What, doctor?" Hassan nodded sadly. "Your husband knew his condition could become fatal at any time." The words felt like a punch to her chest. For months she had blamed herself for not noticing something was wrong. But the truth was, David had hidden it from everyone. Madame Beatrice shook her head slowly. "No, this can't be true." The doctor calmly pushed the file forward. "All medical reports are here." Michael flipped through the documents angrily. Every test, every diagnosis, every hospital visit, all recorded. The evidence was undeniable. David had been sick long before his death. And suddenly, the accusations they had thrown at Amara began to collapse. But the doctor wasn't finished. "There is something else." He reached into his bag and pulled out a small flash drive. "Mr. Ease left this with the hospital." Amara frowned slightly. "What is it?" The doctor answered quietly. "He asked us to deliver it to you if anything happened to him." Minutes later, the entire family gathered around the television screen. Michael plugged the flash drive into the TV. The screen flickered. Then suddenly, David appeared. He was sitting in his office, wearing a simple white shirt. But his expression was serious. Very serious. He looked directly at the camera.
If you're watching this,
it means something happened to me." Amara felt tears immediately fill her eyes. Hearing his voice again felt almost unreal. David continued. "I know my family." He sighed softly. "And I know they will probably blame Amara for my death." Madame Beatrice stiffened in her chair. David looked tired but calm. "So I want to make something clear." He leaned forward slightly. "My wife had absolutely nothing to do with my condition." His voice grew firmer. "If anything happens to me, it is because of my heart illness." He paused, then smiled softly. "And because I know how stubborn my family can be, I left everything to Amara." Vanessa's face turned pale. David continued speaking. "She stood by me when nobody else truly listened to me. She loved me when I needed love the most. And if anyone deserves to control what I built, it's her." Amara covered her mouth, crying silently. David looked directly into the camera again. "And to my family," his voice became slightly colder. "If you make her life difficult after I'm gone," he paused, "you will regret it." The screen went black. The room was completely silent. No one spoke. No one moved. Every accusation, every insult, every cruel word they had thrown at Amara suddenly echoed in their minds. Madame Beatrice slowly lowered her head. For the first time since her son's death, she looked ashamed. Vanessa looked away. Michael stared at the floor. But the damage had already been done. Weeks later, the consequences fully unfolded. Michael was officially charged for financial fraud involving company funds. The court ordered him to repay millions he had secretly taken. Vanessa's forgery case continued under police investigation. Her reputation in Lagos high society collapsed overnight. Even Madame Beatrice stopped appearing at public events. The once powerful E's name had lost its shine. And through it all, Amara never celebrated their downfall. She simply moved on. 6 months later, something unexpected happened. Amara returned to the place she once called home. Makoko, the same ghetto streets where she had once sold roasted corn. But this time, she didn't come back as the angry girl people once feared. She came back as a woman with a mission. Soon, construction began. A community center, a free school, a health clinic, all funded by the David E's Foundation. When reporters asked her why she chose Makoko, she smiled softly. Because this place made me strong. Children played outside the new school building. Families gathered around the new clinic. And for the first time in years, hope began growing in the same streets that once raised a fighter. One evening, as the sun set over the water, Amara stood quietly watching the children play. A small boy ran past her laughing. For a moment, she imagined David standing beside her, smiling the way he always did. She whispered softly into the wind, "I hope you're proud." And somewhere in the quiet golden sunset, it almost felt like he was. The end. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more mind-blowing stories.